Hey guys, I'm here with Kelly and Kenny, and we're here to talk about their show. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your show?
Well, we both co-host Candy Dive Pinky Heaven Mondays 7 to 10 p.m. on KGRG FM. It's basically 3 hours of Japanese rock, all its subgenres, ska, metal, hardcore, punk, as well as the third hour. We play all that music, but the third hour is dedicated to anime news and all of that, video games, mangas, the actual animes itself.
And SoccerCon when it's in season.
Yes, and we also always keep full updates of the SoccerCon anime convention that's held every year at the Washington State Convention Center in Seattle.
And also during the third hour, we also try to have the music mostly from animes.
If we can.
Yeah.
Working together doing this show, have you guys became more closer, as in making your...
I would
You
say
can do this.
I would say yes.
I didn't hear. I can answer the first half of that question. So yeah, I'm hoping there's mean ending to that question.
Working together
You can do this, Sal. I believe in you.
working
back to
together on this radio station called KGRG 89.9.
Yes.
Today's rock.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys became even closer than just working as co-hosts?
Oh yeah, we're very good friends now.
Yeah.
Completely. I technically. I guess I got into it with you when I first started at SoccerCon last year, and then she's like, "Oh my God, you were amazing! You want to be my co-host?" I'm like, I gave it about 2 weeks. I'm like, "Hey, can I be your co-host?" And she's like, "Yes."
Yeah.
So that's basically how it started.
SoccerCon. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, basically, SoccerCon is an annual convention that's held at the Washington State Convention Trade Center in downtown Seattle, and it's put on by the Asian Cultural.
See if I can do this. I believe it's Asian National Cultural and Education Association.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe.
That's it.
But they hold that every year Easter weekend, and it's dedicated to anime and everything about it: cosplay, the video games, the anime itself, everything.
The musical artists,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're involved with anime or not, they're it's like this past one they had Moi Des Mois there, they had Kanon Wakashima and Stereo Pony. So.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it covers probably it's anime and a lot of the Japanese arts. So you'll see there'll also be stuff like karate demonstrations and stuff like that.
So working with this SoccerCon and KGRG, how do you find time for yourself?
I don't. I don't.
I spend basically the 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I'm up here. The weekends, you can call them the downtime if you want. That's about as close as I get.
Yeah, and I basically live, breathe, and sleep Candy Dive Pinky Heaven, so
I eat, breathe, and sleep radio in general.
well, yeah.
In Candy Dive, what motivates Candy Dive?
The music, the artists,
Listeners.
We basically, we have this one thing that's called Nick Picks.
Nitpick, yeah.
And basically it's one of our favorite listeners who is suffering from brain cancer. She basically gives us her favorite song for the week and we'll play it for her. We also have GPK Pick, who is actually GPK from GPKism, and he sends us any new music that he might have, or we might play something while we're waiting for new music to come from him. Fans.
Yeah, because obviously if it wasn't for it's like it only goes so far to say, hey, we love this genre of music, but if it wasn't for the listeners who obviously there's a need for this genre in this market, it wouldn't be here. There's a huge Asian background in Seattle, Japanese, just Asian in general, and we like to supply what we can.
And even without the Asian background, there's still a lot of fans out there, fans of anime, fans of certain Japanese rock bands, and they they're happy that they have an actual show that they can tune in every week and be able to hear it.
Yeah, the market really showed the best example of our market as far as our listeners go would probably be SoccerCon, because more than half the people that go to SoccerCon are from the United States. I mean, they may be Asian American, but it really shows that it's here not for people in Japan, because obviously anime, it's 24/7 on Japanese television. Here it's to bring that aspect of the Japanese culture to us. But we were meeting. I met someone from New Zealand who came all the way to SoccerCon from New Zealand just for the convention.
Mm-hmm.
It really shows who actually listens to us. We've actually got several listeners across the world.
Yeah.
We've got there's like 3 people in Indonesia listening to our show.
And there's even some in Japan that are listening to our show. So
That sounds freaking awesome.
I know at least one from Australia.
Yeah, at least 1 or 2.
And that's GPK
We've
himself.
got one. I think we even got one from Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing who sometimes you're surprised who listens to what genre, especially from the person from another country, and it really shows how I guess in this standpoint how well the media and electronic media spreads it to where you can hear all of this. It's amazing music that is made nowhere near you.
Yeah.
So that really does help, I suppose.
As far as J-Rock, how'd you stumble upon this?
Well, first of all, it's not J-Rock. J-Rock stands for Japanese rock. There, I got it right. Say the question again, please.
Japanese rock, how'd you stumble upon it?
I actually
and anime.
Stumbled across it in the early '80s with a band called Loudness.
There you go. Good, great band.
They were very popular in the early '80s here in the States. Also, so was Anthem, and another band called Earthshaker, which I'm not too familiar with their music. X Japan was really popular in the States back then too, and so basically my love for Japanese rock started around that time when I was basically a teenager, and just grew from there.
And obviously, since I wasn't born yet, for me, I guess, like, I've always loved rock and roll, metal in general. I guess I never think of it as boundaries, because every country has the ability to create this type of music. So it was just the matter of, I'd already been listening to, I've been watching anime since, hell, I was 8 years old. That's like 1997. Holy crap, I'm not old.
No, you're not.
Let's not start.
You're old enough to be my son.
Here we go. But I guess I've been watching anime for so long, 10 plus years. Music that music is also involved with anime, just for the fact that it's got the background music, intros to shows, and the endings. There's so many bands that get involved with it, with anime in general, that you do learn about bands through the anime. But the other aspect is I learned so much more about Japanese rock when I joined Candy Dive. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Working with Japanese rock, what's your favorite thing about it?
The shows, meeting the artists at the shows, or just basically emailing them, talking to them via Facebook. A lot of listeners would think that, oh, they're from Japan, they can't understand you. They don't, it's a lot of bullpucky. They're really sweethearts. Unfortunately, some of the record companies aren't, but that's in every country. It doesn't matter whether it's Japan or here. But the artists are real sweethearts. I know you can vouch with me on that.
Oh, that's definite. Every artist we've met.
Stereo
Pony and Miyavi. They're both the artist and the band. They were completely polite and everything. It's amazing, because these bands, in my opinion, they take a whole different aspect. Like over here, a lot of the bands we love, like Slipknot, Metallica, all those bands, nowadays, once they mature, they probably become more a sound band. They're more collective and stuff like that. But when bands start out here in America, all they want to do is frickin' party, and we all know that's true.
Yeah.
When it comes to Japanese bands, they take practice in working on their songs so seriously, and that's not a bad thing. That's fantastic.
Well, some of them want to party too. But.
Well, of course, they all want to party, just different levels.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, it's like the whole Japanese culture. They take like education, and when they're trying to education in general, obviously they've got great schools, but they take everything with pride. They see it as a privilege, and they strive to do their best at it. So when you hear these like the Japanese bands now, to me it's like I'm hearing new original stuff from the really good stuff from the 90s and the 80s. Not so much the music, like the American music area now. We've got great music coming out now, but there's some stuff that is just crap. And so it's nice to hear something original from maybe your childhood or something. And a lot of these bands in Japan, they are doing just that, and they're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, and that's basically why I chose to do the Japanese rock show, is because I got bored with American music. You know,
I haven't.
And you know, there's some bands that are from different countries that I'll listen to, but I've actually gotten bored with them too. You know, it's with the Japanese music, yeah, you might hear something that you've heard before, but they've twisted it in a certain way to make it different and unique. So.
All right.
I don't think I answered my part of that question.
Go ahead.
Probably my favorite part of doing this show is probably trolling her on the mic for 3 hours once a week.
And I get to Kiwamu slap him for
It's
it.
too damn fun. But besides that, anime, Japanese rock, Duran Gray, freaking me, Avi, Anthem, Maximum Hormone, all those bands. I love them to death.
Gazette. Can't forget the Gazette.
We all know that you have a super crush on the Gazette. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
But like I said, trolling her like crazy is funny as hell.
Kelly.
I'm Kelly.
Yeah,
Kelly.
she's Kelly. Yes,
Kenny.
I'm Kenny. There you go.
Kelly and Kenny. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
You guys have a nice day.
You
We'll
too.
try.